All right then, so what we have to do right now over here is I'm just going to minimize this entire part because that's a very long line of code, so we don't need to get confused. So let me minimize this, and over here let's go ahead and fix the header section now. Alert we'll worry about it later, but right now I need to fix the header section, so I'm just going to bring the header tab. So this header section is basically, it's going to be width. It's of course it's going to take the entire width, and of course everything inside is going to be the flex item center and justify it in the between. Then padding left and right, it's going to be 12, and top and bottom it's going to be 4 inside this header section. So first what we need to do, we need to bring this header option, this particular guy, this image, and this the title of it and everything, right? So basically if I click the new project over here, you can able to see, I can able to see the title, but I can't edit it unless if I click this. I can able to bring that edit option where I can able to alter it. Once I click the state, again the state will get updated, the title gets updated. So this is a little bit tedious process, and we have to bring this button and the same user profile details, right? Let's go here, and first let's bring let's create a division, right? 1 second. Yes, so this entire part is going to be in a single division. So what we need to do, let's create a division. So inside here, class name, and this is going to be the user section. Let's comment it, later we can add it. So here I'm just going to say flex and item center and justify everything in the center, and the gap between is going to be 6 inside this division. Now I'm going to bring that image, which is going to be exactly the same thing which I copied it from the home. Import this and import the logo as well. So save these changes. Now you should be able to see the header, the logo. Then right after this link tag, I'm going to create a division. So basically you can see this is the entire division. You can, if you have a look at here, 1 second. So this is going to be the entire section, and inside that we have one more division and these two divisions also, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So let's jump into here, and what we need to do is first I need to create a division first. So div, inside this div I need to bring the title section, then I need to bring that follow sections also, right? Let's fix this class name. Of course this is going to be flex, and everything inside is going to be in the flex column direction, and items everything in the starting position, and justify also in the starting position. So then let's bring the title, that is going to be one more division. So that is going to have a class name flex item center, and of course it's going to be justify center, and gap between is going to be 3. All right, so inside here, so basically what we need to do is, so right now I can't edit it, but if I click this edit option, I can bring that input option. If that is false, then it's going to display a label. So what I need to do is I need to create a state where I can able to toggle between the states. So I'm just going to say use state snippet is title. If that is title is true, I need to display that input. Otherwise I need to display that label. All right, so now we have that state. Let's get back here, and this is the place where we need to display it. So here I'm going to add an animate presence, because of course we need to keep it a different style, because it's need to have some opacity whenever it's coming in and going out. So I'm just going to say if s title is true, then I need to display something, or else I need to display something, right? So colon, save these changes. Now inside this React fragments, second, where I'm using the second, line number 18. Oops, this is supposed to be question mark. Yes. So now inside here, if this is true, then we need to display an input, right? So I'm just going to say motion motion dot input self-closing tag, and we have to import the motion as well, comma motion. Yes. All right, so for this input tag, what I need to do is I'm just going to give a key. So this key is going to be let's give it as a title input or something. We need to give a unique key for every animations. So then type of this is going to be, of course, it's going to be text. Then the placeholder, it's going to be your, you can say your title, your title, TITLE, your title. And the value, of course, it's going to be, we need to give the title state. So we haven't created the state, so let's go here and create that state. Use state snippet title, and initially it's going to be an empty string. Then now on change, whenever I'm changing it, I need to call a callback function. I need to get the event. From that event, I need to set the title, set title e.target.value. I need to get that value and I need to supply to it. All right, so save this changes. Right now it is, you can't see anything because this is title is a state is false. If the state is false, I need to display this content over here. So what I'm going to do is, inside this React fragments, I'm gonna bring that motion.paragraph. Okay, you can keep it the label or you can keep the paragraph, it's up to you. I'm going to create a key, and the key name is going to be title label. Inside this paragraph, what I need to do, we need to display the title, whatever the title, it's get updated by the state, we need to display that state over here. And for this, I'm just going to give the class name as px3 and py2, and the text color is going to be in white color, and the text size is going to be in LG. Right now you can't see anything. I'm just going to say untitled for the time being. You can able to see it's untitled. So what we can do is we can leave it as it is, but for the title initially I'm just going to keep it as untitled. So that's going to be the initial state. Now you can see that the title is showing us untitled, right? So we can able to see that this animation presence, it's showing that. So now right after here, now what I need to do is basically I'm just going to copy this stuff exactly as it is, and I'm going to right away I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to keep these two React fragments as an empty. All right, so inside here, now what I'm going to do is, if this is true, that means the title is true, means I'm going to display the input box like here. If it is true, that means it should going to display that checkbox. If it is false, it's going to display that edit icon, right? So what we have to do is, I'm going to bring the motion.div, and let me copy the same thing, and I'm going to paste it here as well. So for this, I'm just going to give a key. Basically the key is going to be md check icon, and for this the key is going to be md edit icon, right? So unique keys. So whenever I'm tapping this, I need to bring this styles, right? So whenever I'm tapping this, I need to have these two different scaling options. So for the both icon, I need to add that scaling options, and for the both icon, I'm just going to add this class names as well. Class name, cursor, pointer. That's it. That's all I'm going to add. So whenever I'm just going to say for this on click, I'm going to call a callback function and set title as empty. So if this guy, if it is check mark, that means if the user finished typing the title. So if the user finished typing the title, I need to display this title as a false. So that will get back to the paragraph section. If I click this edit icon, I need to bring back the title again. So for this, it's going to be false. Whenever you click the check mark, you need to change the title as false. Whenever you click the edit icon, you need to make it to true. Okay, so inside here we need to bring the icons now, which is going to be md check icon, and inside here I'm going to bring md edit icon. For both of these guys, we're going to apply the same styles of the icon color. And for this guy, I'm just going to keep it primary text. Primary text. Save these changes. Now you should be able to see that. If I click this, I can able to see that input box. If I click this, what's happening? I can't see this input box. The reason is because I haven't written any styles for it. That's the reason I can't see anything. So over here, what I'm going to do is, so class name, it's going to be px3 and py2 rounded md, and bg, it's going to be transparent. Save its changes. Wait a second. Why I can't see my input? Motion input. Placeholder, of course it needs to display that value right over there, right? So something is wrong. So what is that mistakes? So it's edit. If it is true, then of course it's need to display this check mark as well as, right? That is also not being displayed. See, that is also not being displayed. On click, whenever I'm clicking that md check mark, it's going to be, actually my Blender mistake is, it is not set title, it is set as title. My bad. That's the reason it's not showing anything, because I basically is title is the true or false state. Set title is nothing but our title value. I updated the value instead of the true or false state. My bad. So if I click this, now you can able to see the text box, and you can able to see the checkbox, and you can able to see this paragraph also. Cool. Oh god, one small mistake, it's going to cost you a lot of time. So please be very careful whenever you're writing this. So bg transparent, and text is going to be the primary text, and text size is going to be the base size. Okay, and of course we need to remove the outline and the border. So outline is going to be none, and border, of course, it's going to be none. Save these changes. Now if I click this, I can able to see the title, and I can able to change sample or something. If I click the checkbox, now you can see the title is changed successfully. Cool, right? Oh god, so we finished it. If we finish this, so the next part is, what is that? After this title, so of course, where is the place? This is the place where it's getting ended. Now this is the section of the following sections, right? So we need to bring the follow section. So div, so class name, flex. So here you need to bring the logged in username and details and everything. So flex, item center, justify center, px3, and minus mt2, margin top, gap as 2. So inside here, I'm going to bring a paragraph where I can able to display the paragraph. So let's bring the paragraph. Inside here, we need to display the user display name. So class name, it's going to be text, primary text, and text size, it's going to be small. So we might notice that not every single user will have the display name. If the user doesn't have the display name, we need to get the first part of their email and we need to display it, right? So I need to get the user object over here. So to get the user object, of course, you need to select the user state from the Redux store, just like this. Then make sure that you imported the use selector. Then let's get back to the following up section where it is. Here it is. over here, all I have to do is to say, if I have this user object, if I have the user object, then display name, I need to display the display name. Right now, let me go to the Redux store, open the user object, and let me copy the display name and let me paste it over here. If I do have this, then user dot display name, display it, or else I need to get the user email. I need to split it and I need to get the first part. You can able to see this email right now, it's not showing the email, but if you logged in as a different user, so we will get the email, right? Vetrial.galaxy@gmail something, right? So if I split that part, I will get that the first part, that vetrial.galaxy. So I need to display that name over here. So split it, and I'm going to say string literal, using string literal. So I'm just going to say user dot email dot split function, using split. I'm going to split, once you got this add character, split it into two objects, then I'm going to get the 0th index and I'm going to display it over there. So right now you should be able to see the name because I do have the display name. If I don't have the display name, you can't able to see it here, right? I will show you that options later, how exactly this output will looks like. So motion.p, it's going to be plus follow. This is the text that we need to display right after that. So I'm going to customize it a little bit. So while tap, I'm going to reduce the scale to 0.9. Then class name, it's going to be text size, it's going to be too small, so I'm going to give 10 pixels, customize size, and bg emerald 500, and rounded sm, and px it's going to be 2, py it's going to be 1 pixels, so I'm going to type it by myself, 1 pixel. Then text color is going to be the primary color, and font, of course, it's going to be semi-bold. Save the changes. Now you should be able to see that like this. All right, and of course it needs to be cursor pointer. So now we click that, it shows the cursor pointer, right? So right after this, next what we need to do in the right side sections, let's figure it out where this entire section is being finished. This is the place entire section is being finished, and this is the place where we have the user sections. So what we have to do, we have to bring the save button, right? We have to bring this save button. So let's go ahead and bring that save button. So let's create a div, class name, and flex item center and justify center and gap 4. Inside here, let's bring the save button. So let's bring the save button and let's give it a save. For this, I'm going to add a class name, and let's say class name is px4, py 4. Let's keep ps as 6. That's better. Then bg primary text, cursor as a pointer, and text is going to be base, and the text is going to be the primary, and font, of course, it's going to be semi-bold. Save the changes. Now you should be able to see the button, and I'm going to make it as a rounded empty. Rounded empty. Save the changes. Now you should be able to see the rounded edges. And then right after this button, I need to bring the user details. So if I do have the user objects, then I need to display this. Basically, this entire section needs to be inside that conditional rendering. If I have this user, then render this, and inside here I need to bring the user profile details. Save the changes. Now you should be able to see the user profile details as well. All right, look at that. So for this button, I need to add the while tap animation. So let's copy this and let's add it over here. Save the changes. Now you should be able to see the while tap animations. Now we have the title, we have the coding part, and we have the result part, and we have the save button. Now all we have to do is to save this program to our Firebase. So I'm going to say on click call save program or something. So basically this is the function that we are going to create right now. So let's scroll to the top. Right after this, enter const save program. It's going to be a callback function, and it's going to be an asynchronous method. Sorry, asynchronous function. So first what I need to do, I need to create a unique ID for it. So const ID is equals to string literals $. I'm going to say date dot now. All right, then I need to create the documentations to store it inside our Firebase collection. Open it. So ID, it's going to be the ID. Then title of this program is going to be the title. Then HTML coding, it's going to be HTML coding. CSS, it's going to be the CSS. JS, it's going to be JS. Then output, I need to say the output as well. So output, and which user saved this program. So user details. So now we have the document completely in our hand. Once you have this document, I need to save this document into our collection. So await set doc, open it. You need to supply the doc reference, doc, open it. Then you need to supply your Firebase database DB. Then you need to supply your collection name, which is going to be the projects, comma. I need to supply the ID over here. Then I need to supply the document which we created. All right, if everything is successfully done, then I'm going to get the response from there. Open it. If there is any errors, I'm going to say catch, open it, and I'm going to console log that error. I'm going to get that error, and for the time being, I'm just going to say console.log that error part. So if everything is fine, what we need to do, we need to throw an alert. That's what we need to do. So to bring the alert, all I have to do is to say one more state, use state snippet alert, and let's say initially it's going to be false, and over here this is the place where we need to bring the alert. So this is the alert message that we are going to display like this, alert. Okay, so basically what I need to do is I need to get this alert component which we haven't created. So to this alert component, what I'm sending the status, and along with that I'm sending the alert message. This is the component that we need to create. So let's go to the components and let's create a new component called alert. That's the component that we have to create, JSX RAFCE. And in the index.js, of course, we need to export it, and let's change this to alert. Copy this name and change it over here as well, and let's jump to the alert right now. So inside this alert now, what I need to do is, so I'm going to import the package, import motion. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this entire stuff into motion.div, enter. For this I'm going to get the status. So let's get the status, where we are getting the status over here. Let's get the status, comma, then you need to get the alert message, what message that you're going to supply to it, alert message. So inside here now what I need to do is, if the status is equals to, if it is equals to this success, if it is equals to success, then I need to render this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a div, and for the div I'm going to apply this styles, complete styles, and inside here I'm gonna render a paragraph tag, and inside that paragraph tag, I'm gonna bring that styles. So this is the styles. I'm going to bring it inside. Right now, I'm just going to keep the alert success alone. Later, I'm gonna change this alert message, and let me import this alert message right now at the top. And right now, I'm just going to say this alert message as true for the time being, so that you could be able to see this alert message right now over here. You can see the alert message. For this alert, I haven't written any styles, but that's the reason it's displaying at the top of the section. So for this, I'm going to make this as a fixed position. It's going to be fixed. So once I saved it, you can able to see the alert message over here. So if the status message, whatever you're sending, if it is in a different color, if you want to keep it in a different color, so of course for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add that slide up animation. So whenever this is changing, it's going to bring that slide up animation as well. So I'm going to change it in two different animations. So if the status is equals to warning, and if the status is equals to danger, so here I'm just going to change this color to yellow, and here it's going to change to red. Save the changes. So based on the warnings, based on the status, the alert message color will get changed. So if I sending warning, it will be in a yellow color. If I am changing the yellow, the border color is not changing, right? So the shadow color. So the shadow is also should be exactly the same, yellow and red. Now you can able to see that the yellow color is changed. And if I am sending the color as danger, so that will be displayed as the red color over there, just like that. So right now all we have to do is to send the success. Cool. So I'm just going to change this state again back to false. All right. So over here, all I have to do is to right now I'm just displaying only the success message. If there is any error, I'm just doing the console.log. If you wish to do if there is any error is happening, you can get that error and you can send that status dynamically by updating these informations also in a state according to that. All right, in this case, I'm just going to keep it as it is, just like the same way. I'm just going to send the success message alone. All right, but even in the future, if you're trying to do that, this entire reusable component will work smoothly as according to it. All right, so now what we need to do is, let's jump over here. So here I'm just going to say set alert as true, and right after here, after certain interval time like 2 seconds, I'm going to say set alert message again as a false. So save these changes. So this will be reverted back. All right, so now let's make sure that everything is saved. It's saving inside our database or not. So I'm gonna get back over here and I'm going to try this one first. Let me open this. All right, so let me copy this title and let me give that title over here. Save it. Cool. Copy this, paste it here, and copy this, paste it here. So it's working as it's supposed to be. Now once I click this save program, it is supposed to save. So let's make sure I added that action to that button. Yes. So now if I click save, you should get that alert message. Look at that. The alert message is working smoothly. That means our data is saved to our database. Let me refresh this. So you should able to see the project right now. Look at that, project ID, and you having all the code over here. JS, we haven't created the JS, HTML, output, everything is perfectly added. All right, so that means our code is successfully saved in our database. Now once I get back to a home screen, this is the place where I need to bring back that project and I need to display it over here. So that's what we are going to do right now. So let's get back to the home screen, that means the project, the place where we are displaying the project. Where it is, this is the place. Projects, this is the place where we are rendering the projects. 1 second. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Project card section where we are going to display that project card. All right, so instead of this, let me enable the word wrap. So instead of this text primary,